Hey everyone, welcome back to Concept Branch with Riddhi. If you are class 10 student preparing for 24-25 board exams, you are in the right place. I know exams can feel overwhelming, but don't worry, I am here to guide you through it step by step. This is the first video of my special series where I'm covering three important chapters: real number, polynomials, and linear equation in two variables. Like that, I'm going to cover the 5 total series, and this is the 1 to 3 chapter for today. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to help you to score maximum marks in your board exam CBSE. Okay, so we'll cover the next chapter together in series by series. Okay, so this series is designed especially for the CBSE class 10th board preparation with focus on solving important exam relevant questions that have appeared repeatedly in the past papers. Practice this with me and you will gain the confidence you need to ace the exam. You will also have the preference given to your book given by the CBSE, and or either you can take the Irrational or Agrawal for your preparation. Okay, so grab your notebooks, stay focused, and let's dive into the most important questions. And remember, if you have any doubts or need help, just drop a comments below. I'm here to help you. Just make this preparation journey smooth and successful together. Here, our first chapter is the real number. Here, I covered 6 careful selected questions that are very important for the exams. Okay, so pay close attention as I explain each solution step by step. Okay, so this is our first question. Here you can see the first question is find the LCM of 20 and 12 using the prime factorization method, right? So what do we have to do? We have to find out the prime factorization of 20 and 12 one by one. Okay, so first let's do for the 20. You can do the tree method also, or you can write simply the 2 times 2 times of 5, correct? So simply it is going to be 2 square times of 5. Similarly, we can find for the 12 also. We can write 2 times 2 times 3. We can write 2 square times of 3. Okay. So for find the LCM, what you have to do? We have to take the highest power of all prime factors. Okay. So if you can see for the 2, what is highest power? For both of them, it's 2. So we'll take that 2. For 5, it's 1, and for 3 also it's 1. So we'll take off all the highest power. Okay, if we multiply them all, you'll get the number 60 as a answer. Okay. So this is our second question. In second question is find the LCM of 24 and 15 by division method. Divide the given number by the least prime number. Okay, what we can do, just write the 24 and 15. Okay, and let's start doing the division. So we have to use the prime numbers, right? Let's start with the, what is the common thing? 3. Okay, 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 5 is 15, right? Now we have to still using the prime numbers only. Let's do with the 5. So 8 is not divisible, so we just write the 8 only, and we'll write the 1 here. Next, use the 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. Leave it like this. Then again 2. 2 times 2 is 4 and 1. And the last again 1 last time 2 and 2. So we have to go until unless it gets 1 and 1. So if you'll see, we have to find out the LCM. So LCM is going to be what? We have to multiply all the numbers. 3 times, 5 times, 2 times, 2 times, and 2. Okay, and we can multiply. So here we can see this is 15 and this is 8. So it is 15 times 8. Okay, what is going to be the answer? 120. Okay, in this case, if we ask for the HCF for these two numbers 24 and 15, what we can write? Only these two, not even two. So only this number 3 is the HCF for this question. Okay. Third question. The third question, find the LCM and HCF of the following pairs of the integer and verify LCM and HCF equal to product of the two number. Okay, we have to verify also. Here there is a 3 questions. I will do one, rest 2 you can comment. Okay. So I'll do the second question. Okay, what is this? 5, 10, and 92. Let's see the step by step. And this, first of all, we have to find out the factors of 5, 10, and 92. One step in a two-way. First way, what we can do, we can find out the prime factorization for both of them. What will be? For 510 we can write 2 times 3 times 5 times 7, and for 92 we can write 2 times 2 times and 23. Correct. Second way, how we did the second question, like that we can do prime factorization with the division method, right? So first of all, we'll divide with the 2. This is a minimum prime number. So here if we divide, it will become 255 and this will be 46, right? Second, if we'll divide with the 2, what we will get it? It will be as it is, no change. Here we can get the 23. Next one we can divide with the 3. We'll get the 85 here and 23. Next one we can divide with the 5. We'll get the 17 and 23, right? Further we can divide with the 17, and the last we can divide with the 23, right? Like that we can do. So if we'll see the LCM will be normally highest power of the all the numbers, right? Simply what we can write? We can write 2 square, because for the 2 over here, if you see, this is 2 square and 23, and here there is no square, all are the 1 So in the 2, if you see, the what is the highest power? The square, so we'll take the square. Okay, then 3 for other numbers, just 1 only, right? 17 and 23. Okay, so this is 4. Okay, and 15 and 7 times 23. You can take your time and you can do the calculation, right? If you multiply them all, you will get it 23460. Okay, what is the HCF if we'll find out for all? So HCF will be only 2, because these is the only number which is common for both. HCF is 2. Okay, now we'll do the verification. Verify. So what is that? LCM time HCF. First we have to do, correct? That is 23460 times of 2. And second is, the other part is product of two number. What is the product of two number? That is 510 times of 92. So these two should be what? Equal. Let's multiply them. If you multiply them, what you'll get it? 46920. Here also you'll get the same thing. 46920. So hence we can say we have verified it. Okay, this is our fourth question. In this question we have to find out the SCF and LCM, but this number you can see here, it's not the normal whole numbers, it's just in the term of variable. So how to do this? Let's see that. A is given you x square y, and the B is given you x cube y square, right? So when you are finding the HCF, okay, which is our first question, we have to find out the minimum power. Okay, in the case of x, what is the minimum power? It's a square, right? So write the square. And in the term of y, what is the minimum power? 1. So we'll write down the 1. Okay, so answer we can write x square y is the answer. In the case of LCM, just opposite. What is the highest power in both? For the x first. So in 2 and 3, we'll write the 3. And for the y, 1 and 2, we'll write the 2. So answer will be x cube y square. I'll tell you one question in a simple way. Okay, let me change the color of the pencil. So suppose we have a question something like that. A is given you x cube y to the power 5. And here the b is given you x square y to the power of suppose 7. Then what you'll do? Similarly, SCF, which we can do SCF minimum value, that is your square. Okay, and the minimum value is y to the power 5, because 5 and 7 you can write 5. Next, to find out the LCM, what you have to do? Similarly, what you have to do for the LCM? Highest power. Look at the highest power. So cube, and here y to the power 7 is the answer. Okay, like that we can do. So this is the fifth question. The first question here we have to prove that root 2 is irrational. Okay, for that we'll do the assumption just opposite. What we'll do? We'll assume root 2 is rational. Okay, so since it's a rational, so we can write in the p by q form, right? Where p and q are integers, where q is not equal to 0, and p and q are co-prime numbers. It means p and q have no common factor other than 1. What we'll do? Square it both sides. So we can write 2 equal p square divided with the q square. So from here we can write p square equal to 2q square. From this, what we can prove it? P square is even, which is clearly we can say that is equal to the q square, which is divisible by 2. Okay, if p square is even, then p must also be even, since the square of an odd number is also odd. For this case, we'll assume, let, since p is an even number, we can write here p equals 2k, right? For some integer k, this is some integer, right? So let's square it both sides. We can write p square equal to 4k square. So here p square is 4k square, here 2q square. So we can write 2q square equal to 4k square, correct? So from here we can mention q square equal to 2k square, right? So analyze the equation. This equation is q square equal to 2 square. That implies that q square is even, right? Which means q must also be even. Okay. From the above step, we have shown that both p and q are even. This contradicts our original assumption that p and q have no common factor other than 1, that is p and q are a simplest form, right? So since our assumption that root 2 is rational leads to a contradiction, the assumption is false, right? Therefore we can say root 2 is what? Irrational. You can write the words here as a contradiction things. Okay, question is, two taps, sorry, it's a spelling mistake, it's a taps, can fill a tank in 6 hours and 8 hours respectively. If both taps are open together, how long it will take to fill the tank completely? So step 1, what we can do, we can find out the work done by tap 1 in 1 hour. Okay, by tap the tap 1 in 1 hour, that will be what? 1 over 6, correct? Similarly, we can find out the work done by tap 2 in 1 hour, that will be what? 1 over 8, right? Now let's combine the 1 hour work. Okay, so total 1 hour work, what we can write? 1 over 6 plus 1 over 8, correct? So let's make this thing, we can make this thing like okay, for here we can find out the LCM for this 2, 3 and 4. Let's find out the LCM. So we can write 2 times 3 times So 2 times 3 is 6 times 4, that is 24. We can write as LCM. We can do like that, 24 here and 4 plus 3. So we can write here what? 7 divided with 24. Step 3, what we can do? Time taken to fill the tank is the total work divided with the combined rate. So time taken, we can write to fill the tank is equal to 1 divided with 7 over 24, right? So we can write as a 24 by 7 hours, right? Now we can convert this in the term of hours and minutes. How to do? We'll divide with 24, okay? 7 times 3 is 21, right? What's the remaining? 3, correct? So how can you write that? 3 whole 3 by 7, correct? 3 whole 3 by 7. Now this 3 by 7 we can write like this, 3 plus 3 by 7, correct? Now this 3 by 7 in hours, both are in hours, so you have to convert into the minute. Minute means you have to multiply with the 60. So 3 plus 3 by 7 times of 60, right? So this is 3 plus 180 divided with 7. Let's do with the 7, 180. Okay, 7 times 2 is 14. Let's take away this one, 40, right? So what we can do? Now we can do 7 times 5 is 35. So 5 is remaining. Two decimal place, two number is sufficient. So we can write approximately 3 hours and 25 minutes is the answer. Okay. So this is our second chapter, polynomial, and the first question is, from the given graph of the polynomial, find the zeros and the number of the zeros. Okay. To find out the zeros, the point where the graph intersect the x-axis. So in this polynomial, the polynomial is x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x. Just see that where is touching the x-axis. So it's touching at 0, 1 and 2. So how to find out the zeros? So you have to remember that to find out the zeros, the points where the graph intersects the x-axis. Okay, this is very important to remember. Okay, so count them to find the number of zeros. Okay, here in this polynomial, so we can say that it intersects at x is equal 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so the number of zeros are 0, 1 and 2, and the number of zeros is 3 is the answer. This is our second question. Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x squared minus 5x plus 6 and verify the relation between the zeros and its coefficient. First of all, what we will do, we'll factorize it. So what will be x squared? To factorize this, we can write 3x minus 2x plus 6, right? You must know about this, right? So we can write, we can take common here x minus 3, and we can take minus 2 common here. We can write x minus 3 again, right? So it's x minus 3 and x minus 2. So the factorization for this part, so what we can write the zeros? 2 and 3, right? Now we have to do the verification. Let's do the verification. Okay, for this verification, we can find out the sum of the zeros. Sum of zeros is what? 2 plus 3, that is 5, and the product we can write as what? 2 times of 3, that is 6. If you know the sum of the zeros, the formula for that, sum of zeros, what we can write? Minus b over a. Minus b over a minus 5 over 1. That is 5 only. And the product, we can write c over a. That is what? 6 over 1. That is 6. So hence, both are same. We can say it's verified. This is our third question. In the question, what the question is, if the sum and the product of the zeros are 5 and 6 respectively, find the quadratic polynomial. So the sum of the zeros is given you 5 and the product is given is what? 6, right? To write the polynomial, the equation that we remember is x squared minus sum of zeros times x plus product of zeros. Okay, so the sum is given 5, so simply we can write x squared minus 5 times of x, and the product of 0 we can write 6, and this is the polynomial, and we can say this is the answer. This is our fourth question. In this question, alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, x squared minus 4x plus 1. So this is the polynomial, we can say. Okay, so sum of the zeros means alpha plus beta is going to minus b over a, that is minus 4 divide with the 1, and this is equal to 4 divide 1, that is 4. How to find out the alpha and beta? So coefficient of x square, example x square minus 4x plus 1 here, right? So whatever the coefficient here is the a, so here nothing is there, then we can say the coefficient of x square is 1, so that is 1. Over here the coefficient of x is what? B, so b we can say minus 4, and the c is 1, that is your constant part. So we found the sum of the zeros. Now product of the zeros minus alpha beta, that is c over a. C over a is 1 over 1, that is 1. We got it now. Now we have to find out the new polynomial. For the new polynomial, which is we have to find, and the what is given? 0 is given, 1 by alpha and 1 by beta, right? So what we can write? X square minus sum of the zeros means 1 plus alpha divide with 1 by beta times x plus product of the zeros, 1 by alpha times 1 over beta, correct? Now let's do this question. So x squared minus, take an LCM, alpha beta, this is alpha plus beta times x plus 1 by alpha beta. We can find out the value from here, right? So x squared minus, what is alpha plus beta? That is, we can write 4, and alpha times beta is 1 times x plus 1 over alpha beta is 1. So we can write the polynomial as x squared minus 4x plus 1 is the final answer. This is our third chapter, linear equation in two variable. In that, the first question is determine whether the pair of linear equation this and this is consistent or not. So there is a three conditions basically to understand the consistent and inconsistent things, right? So the two things which is related to the consistent, which we can say the independent system, what the condition is, intersect at one point, or the second condition is like coincide, or we can say overlap. So when we are talking about the consistent, okay, and when we are talking about the inconsistent, okay, so this is a system we can say. So inconsistent, there is a two condition. What is the first condition? We can say the first condition is at intersect at one point, intersect at one point, okay. And when you're talking about the second thing, so we can say coincide or overlap completely, we can say, okay, coincide or overlap. And the second case we can say the inconsistent, means equations are parallel or something like that, or never intersect, we can say like this, okay, parallel or never intersect. Okay, so these are the conditions. When the first condition we're talking, when they intersect at one point, the mathematical condition should be a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 divided with b2. When you're talking about the overlap, in this condition, we can say a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. Okay. And the condition when you're talking about inconsistent, we can say in this case a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. Correct. Now, if we talk about this again, the intersect at one point, we can say here what we can say. The nature of solution can be the unique solution when intersect at one point. So you can say it's a unique solution. Okay. Okay. Or two line intersect at one point. Okay. Unique solution. Second case, the nature of solution we can say as infinitely many solution. So infinitely many solutions. Okay. So the graphical methods we can say two lines are identical, like overlap, like on each other, right? And the condition where inconsistent when you're talking about the parallel, so there is a solution, we can say no solution. Okay, no solution exists. Okay, over here, if you say the graphical condition, two lines are parallel to each other. Now come back to the questions. Now just check this question here, which is like similar to this condition. So if here, if you can see, look here. So this value is a1. We can say like that, right? We can understand like these things, right? So this is your a1, b1, and c1. Over here, this is your a2, b2, and c2. See the condition over here. So let's directly find out the value a1 by a2 ratios, and we can see which condition is matching here, right? So 3 over 6, 2 over 4, and 12 over 24. Correct? These are the conditions given for us. So if we'll find out the equivalent value for this, we can say this is 1 over 2. Correct? This is also 1 by 2, and this is also 1 by 2. Means all are equal. What is the condition? This condition, right? So we can say infinitely many solution for this condition, or which we can say like they are identical to each other. Since two equations represent the same line, they are consistent and they have infinitely many solution is the answer. Okay, so question is solve the a given pair of linear equation. The equation is given for us is 4x minus 5y equal 20, and 3x plus 2y is given you as a 16, right? So we can solve in a two way. The first way we can solve substitution method. Second way we can solve in a elimination method, right? So let's do that. Since there is nothing mentioned here, substitution or elimination, we can do anyway. So if nothing given, we can do with the elimination method. See, what is the tactics we can apply here? You can see for the y, there is a negative value, and for the here, second equation is a positive. So we can easily cancel plus and minus, right? So let's do that. So for that, we have to make y value equal, right? It's not equal because one is 5, one is 2. So we have to make it equal. So we'll multiply this with the 2 and we can multiply with this 5, right? So from this way, we can make it 10, and this also we can make it 10. And we can easily cancel because they are equal and opposite. So we will cancel out, correct? Now 4 times 2 is 8x. This will become the 15x, correct? And this side we can do with the 20 times 2 plus 16 times of 5. Clear? Now, here we can do 8 plus 15, that we can write as a 23x. And this side we can write as a 40. And this side we can write as a 80, right? So x is going to be 40 plus 80. 120 divide with the 23, right? So we can divide it. So the answer is 5.2. I'm taking just one decimal place. Okay. Okay. Now from here, just find out the value of the y. So y value, to find out the y value, we can use any of the equation. So I'm using the first equation. Okay. So 4x minus 5y equals 20. Correct. So 4 times x value is how much? I'm taking the fraction value 120 divided with 23 minus 5y equals 20. Okay. So let's multiply this. So we can multiply 120 times of 4. We can write as a 480. Divide with 23. Take the 20 this side and transfer the 5 by that side. So it will be 480 minus. Take an LCM here. So we can write 20 times 23. That is equal 5y, right? 480 minus. What we can do? We can write 3 times 2 is 6 and 2 times 2, 4. We can write divide with 23, that we can write equals 5y. From here we can write 20 over 23, that is equals 5y. Both sides divide with the 5, so we can get y equal 4 over 23, right? So from here the x value we can write 120 by 23 and y value we can write as a 4 by 23 as a answer. Okay. This is the third question. In that, taxi charges in a city consist of fixed charges and the charges depend on the distance. There is a two condition given for us: a distance for 10 kilometer and and a journey for the 15 kilometer. Okay, and how much we have to pay for the traveling for 25 kilometer we have to find. So these are the keywords we have to focus. So let's assume that fixed charges equals x. Okay, and the variable charges which depends on the distance equals y. Okay, so given that the charge paid for 10 kilometer is 105, right? So what is the equation for the first money paid? 105, right? For that, what we can write? The fixed charges, right? Whatever the fixed charges is, x plus how much he has to pay for 10 kilometer. So variable charges depend on the distance, so 10y, and total he paid 105, correct? For the second case, a journey of 15 kilometer. So same thing. What do you have to do? X plus 15y, how much he has to pay? 155, correct? Now we have to solve this equation and find out the value for the fixed charges and the variable charges. Then we can put the value for 25 kilometer and we can find out the money he has to pay. Let's solve this question. We can see the x we can easily cancel in this question, right? So what we can do, we can easily multiply the minus in the second equation and cancel out. So the first 10y minus of 15y equals 105 minus 155, correct? So 10y minus 5y we can write minus 5y, and from here what we can do is 155 minus 105 we can write minus of 50. So from here we can divide minus 5 both sides, we can get the answer 10. So from here we came to know the variable charges is 10 per kilometer, right? So now let's find out the value of the x. So any of the equation we can use, I'm using the first equation. X plus 10y equal 105. X plus, put the y value, that is 10, is 105, right? X plus 100, that is equal 105, and the x equal 105 minus of 100, that we can write 5. It means from here we can say the fixed charges is 5 rupees, correct? Now we have to find out the how much a person has to pay for 25 kilometers. So for 25 kilometer, what do you have to do? X plus 25y, right? So 5 plus 25 times 10, right? So 5 plus 250 means he has to pay rupees 255, correct? This is the fourth question. In this question, a train covered a certain distance at uniform speed. If the train would be 10 km per hour faster and it would have taken 2 hours less than the scheduled time, if the train works slower than 10 km per hour, it would have taken 3 or more hours than the scheduled time. Find the distance covered by the train. So here We will be using the concept of two variable linear equation to solve the given equation. What do you have to do? We can assume, let the uniform speed of the train is x kilometer per hour. Okay, and the time taken to travel to the given distance is equal to t hours. So the speed and time, so what will be the distance? The formula for the distance is equal to speed into time. So we can say the distance is x time t. This is important, right? Now come back to the first situation. What they said, when the train would have been 10 kilometer faster, 10 kilometer faster, I mean the speed will increase by 10 kilometer. The time will 2 hour less and the distance is same, correct? Okay. Second situation is what? When it is slow by the 10 kilometer per hour, okay, it will take 3 hour more to cover the same distance. Is that clear? Now let's solve both the equation and then we'll use the substitution or elimination according to the situation. Okay. So let's expand it this one. Okay. So xt plus 10t minus 2x minus 20 equal xt, right? We can cancel the xt both side easily, right? So what we can write here, minus 2x plus 10t equal 20. We can take 2 common and we can remove it, right? So what I'm doing, I'm dividing both side with minus 2. So it will be x. 10 divided minus 2 is minus 5t equals minus of 10. This is our first equation, right? Second part. Again, let's multiply this. So we can write xt minus 10t. This will be 3x minus 30 equals xt. We can cancel the xt both side. So 3x minus 10t equals 30. This is our second equation, right? Let's solve both the equation. X minus 5t equal minus 10, correct? And over here is 3x minus 10t equals 30. We'll multiply the 3 here, okay? Minus 3 basically, right? So we can cancel the x. So it will become the 15t minus 10t equal minus 3 times minus 10 is 30 and this will be plus 30 already is there. So this is going to be 5t and this is 60. So t we can say 12 hours, correct? Now use the first equation, x minus 5t equals minus 10, right? Put the value of the t here. So x minus 5 times 12 equals minus 10. So sorry, x minus 60 equals minus 10. So x equal 60 plus 10. Sorry, 16 minus 10. So x is going to be 50. 50 kilometer per hour, right? Now, what the question is, find the distance covered by the train. So the distance we can find is equal to xt, right? So x is 50 times of 12. That is your 600 kilometer is the final answer. This is our fifth question. The sum of two-digit number x and y is 10. When the digits are reversed, the new number is numerically 80 less than the number. Okay, find the original number. So to understand the two-digit number, let's assume the two-digit number is suppose 63. Okay, what do you mean by 63? The meaning is 60 plus 3. It means the number on the second place is the tens place. Okay, and the number on the here is called unit place. Okay, tens place means any number is there, any digit are there, that is multiply, we have to multiply with the 10. Like for example, 10 times of 6, right? And here 1 time of 3. Similarly, suppose the tens place are, for this question we'll assume as a x. Okay, we are assuming as a x, and unit place we are assuming as a y. So it means we have to multiply the 10 with the x and 1 with the y. So we can say that two digit number is 10x plus y. Is that clear? Now, digit are reversed and then they make the new number. So the reverse number we can say, what we can say? 10y plus x, correct? Now, the sum of two digit number x and y is 10. So let it be x plus y equals 10. Okay, this is the first equation. Second equation, when the digit are reversed, means 10y plus x, the new number is numerically 18 less than the original number. What is the original number? 10x plus y, and it is 18 less. Clear? Now, let's solve it. 10y plus x equal 10x plus y minus 18. Okay. Now, 10y plus x minus 10x minus y equals minus 18. Let's solve it now. So, 10y minus y is become 9y, and x minus 10x will become minus 9x equals minus 18. We can divide both sides with minus 9. So minus 9 divided with the 9 will get minus y plus x equals, we'll get it 2 here, right? So we can write x minus y equals 2. And this is our second equation. Okay. So the first equation, x plus y equals 10, and this is x minus y equals 2. Let's solve it now. So it will become x plus x will become 2x and will become 10 plus 2, 12. So x will become 6, right? X is 6. Now let's find out the value of the y. So x plus y equals 10. So we can say the y is what? 4. So what is the two digit number? The two digit number is what? 10x plus y. That is your 10 time of 6 plus 4. That we can say 64 is the answer. This is a sixth question which I added extra here. You can see we have to find out the value of the case, and this is the linear equation. The condition is given for the infinite solution. If you remember, for the infinite solution, infinite many solution, what is the condition given for us? A1 by A2, that is equal B1 by B2 equal C1 by C2, correct? Let's find out. So A1 is the coefficient of x, that is k, divide with A2 over here, that is 1, B1, the coefficient of y, that is 1, divide coefficient of y, that is k, the coefficient of constant, not coefficient, sorry, the constant is k squared, and the coefficient here is 1, right? So we have to find out the value of the k, right? Anything we can do is fine. We can take any two condition, right? Let's take two condition. K by 1 is equal to 1 over k. So you can write k square is equal to 1. So we can write the value for the k is plus minus 1, right? Anything we can take? We can take these two also. 1 by k is equal to k square divided with 1. So it is k cube divided equal 1. So it can be 3 value of the k. It can be plus minus 2 plus 1 or minus 1. Anything is fine, okay? So this is the value of the k. But if we'll take the k minus 1, will it be infinite many solution? No. So the value for the k is only 1 is possible. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video on the important class 10th mathematics question for the 24-25 board exams. Today we covered real number polynomial linear equation as a part of series 1, right? I hope you found these questions helpful for your preparation. Stay tuned for the series 2. which is coming in next 1 or 2 days, where we will dive into next chapters: quadratic equations, arithmetic progression, and triangles. Okay. And so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the upcoming videos. All the best for your board exams. I will see you in next video. Bye bye.